Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. I'm Agnita Hani Febrianti, and today I want to explain about systemic functional linguistics or SFL and critical discourse analysis and or CDA. I want to explain about what the meaning and what the difference between them. Systemic functional linguistics is made from three parts. Word they are systemic, functional, and linguistic. Systemic, it means that a theory that looks at language as a set of systems working together to produce different types of meaning. What's important here, SFL looks at language like a grammatical system is a system of choice. When functional means that a perspective focuses on function of language, like example, not what language is but what it does. The last is linguistic. Linguistic is a study of language as a system and it looks at things like grammar, syntax, phonology, morphology, kinds of sounds, and letters. From the description above, we can conclude that systemic functional linguistics is concerned primarily with the choice the grammar makes available to speakers and writers. This choice relates speakers and writers' intention to the concrete form of language. Obviously, linguistics deals with language. There are kind of theoretical and analytical approach based on SFL. They are used for analyzing things like picture, visuals, or music. So, you can actually apply systemic functional analysis to more than just language. SFL contends that every language comprises three major functions that's known as meta function, which are the ideational meta function, the interpersonal meta function, and textual meta function. First is ideational meta function. The ideational meta function is divided into two, experiential and logical meta function. The experiential meta function organizes our experience and understanding of the world, and the logical meta function works above the experiential. The second function is the interpersonal metafunction. It relates to a text aspect of tenor or interactivity. Tenor comprises three components areas. They are speakers, social distance, and relative social status. The third is textual metafunction. Textual metafunctions relates to mood, the internal organization and communicative nature of a text. Okay, that's are about SFL. Next is CDA. CDA, or Critical Discourse Analysis, it's made from three parts words too. There are critical, discourse, and analysis. Critical, it means the involving careful judgment or evaluation. It does not necessarily mean paying all negative critical on the language. When the discourse, when we talk about discourse, is like a mode of organizing knowledge, ideas, or experience that is wrote in language and its concrete context, like history and institution. In another in other words, it's like a way of communicating that's usually expressed. The last is analysis. Analysis is a detailed examination of anything complex in order to understand its nature or to determine its essential features. Power and control is central to from CDA, and the media is a focus from CDA because media is a public record and the public records and the media looks construction of things like race and immigrations, climate change and environment, gender and identity, like lifestyle media and influencers. From the descriptions above, we can take the conclusion that CDA is concerned with constant transmissions of ideology, practice, meanings, values, identities as achieved through discourse. So a lot of it's about power relation you will know. CDA takes a kinds of three-step analysis methods. that are identifications, interpretations, and context analysis. First is identification. Identification is to identify themes, ideas, stereotype, cultural, or what does the text say about. In this step, you can use SFL to identify the text that you can analyze. Next is the interpretations step. From these interpretations, I need two types that are situational and intertextual. Situational is used from who produced the product or who delivers the message from the text. And the intertextual is what kind of relationship are implied or mediated by the ad or how the text is produced. And the third step is context analysis. In these steps, you can analyze what social practices are mediated by this text, or how does this advertisement construct a particular reality. From the description above about SFL and CDA, in fact, between SFL and CDA is any relation. The two relatories on language and discourse. Often, but not always, these two are used together. The reason why they work so well together is because basically they have been designed in a way around each other. Certainly, SFL and CDA they developed around the same time, sort of the late 90s, 70s, or 80s, and kind of going forward. They have developed in parallel, and many of the theories that do them or do both. So, what the difference between SFL and CDA? SFL it's mean a perspective on formal structure, like what we may refer to as grammar style of language, which describe what language or discourse does. When CDA is a perspective on whether context and implication of discourse, aiming to explain why language or discourse does what it does. Well, those two theories go hand. SFL looks at what language is and what language does, whatever language that happens to be. And CDA is look at why that happens. So, often SFL is used as a set of tools for doing CDA. Researchers create a very detailed analysis of the language features to help explain some of the broader patterns in the discourse. So the difference between SFL and CDA, when SFL is describe what the language or what the discourse does, but when CDA it's explain about why language or why discourse does or what it does. And SFL is also used for tools or a set of tools for doing CDA when the CDA not often use SFL. Okay, thank you.